Hello everybody, welcome back to Buzzard-Roost. I am Buzzard, and this is Seed Sunday. I know I've missed a couple of them. I'll make up for it on this one by doing the Three Sisters. Now I'm not going to go into the real detailed on the nutritional value of them, of each one, but it's corn, beans, and squash. Now corn provides the carbohydrates, beans provide protein and amino acids, and squash different vitamins and minerals. Now on the Three Sisters, the whole ideal is you plant your corn, and the beans climb on it, and the squash shades out the weeds. So they all benefit each other. They're all good crops to save to get you through the winter. Now, what I've got here today, I've got peaches and cream corn, green beans, or pole beans. You want to use pole beans, you don't want to use bush beans. And then a winter squash. Now, this winter squash here is buttercup. I like acorn squash, but buttercup is also good. It's a type of acorn squash, if I remember correct. Okay, and you want them on building your mounds, because you want to plant them on mounds. Before you build your mound, if you've got access to a pond or someone who does a lot of fishing, have them save some of the fish heads, guts, skin, scales, all that stuff, and dig a small hole where you're going to build your mound. Put the fish in there, and that'll help add a lot of nutritional value and fertilizer and stuff like that for your corn, because your corn is a very heavy feeder. Your mound, you want to build your mound about 18 inches round and 4 inches tall. And you also want to build it kind of I think it's called concave, where it goes down in the center. It don't have to be real drastic, just a very slight slope to the center. And you want them 3 to 4 feet apart. And this kind of shows you what I'm talking about. Here's how you build your mound. This is dramatized, or more than what it probably should be. You plant your corn, and then your beans, and then your squash, 3 to 4 feet apart. So, after you get your mound built, you want to plant 4 corn seeds close to the center. About probably, if I was to guess, I'd say 4 to 6 inches from the center. And you want to plant them opposite of each other. You want to plant them 1 to 4 inches deep towards the center. When corn is about 4 inches tall, you plant your beans 3 inches from your corn. So wherever your corn is planted, you come out from the center, past your corn, plant your bean about 3 inches out from that. Now when the beans start to emerge from the ground, then you want to plant your squash. Now squash, you only got 2 plants on that, so you want to plant them kind of in between your beans on the outside of the mound, opposite of each other. When your squash starts to vine, you want to train your vines. You don't want them to go up towards the corn and the beans. You want to train them out away from the mound. On the corn, you want a tall variety. On the beans, you want a pole bean. Like I said, you don't want a bush bean. And then on the squash, you want a winter squash. Now, other sisters that you can use instead of corn and squash would be sunflower or amaranth. When the beans grow up around the corn and stuff, it helps stabilize the corn in high winds and stuff like that, so the weather doesn't affect them as much, the wind-wise. And instead of squash, you can plant watermelon. Watermelon is good for here and now. It's not real good on saving to get you through the winter. Other than that, that's pretty much it on the Three Sisters. Like I said, this is very good to get you through the winter. These are winter crops. Now your tomatoes, cucumbers, and stuff like that, yes, you can preserve them to get you through, or for addition during the winter times, hard times. But these are really good for getting nutrients and carbohydrates and stuff throughout the winter. Also, you want to save 10% or more of the seeds. And the reason you want to save them is so you'll have enough to plant for a year to 2 years or more. Because if you only save enough seeds to plant for the next year, and you have a bad crop or the weather or something destroys them, you don't have nothing to plant for the second year. And it also gives you seeds that you can share with neighbors, friends, family, stuff like that. With all the hard times that I got a feeling we're getting ready to see, seeds and fresh produce, food, are going to be definitely better than money, but it may be enough to help provide for security, stuff like that, if you don't already have a group. Now, if you already have a group, of course, it's going to help feed them. But in the future, seeds are going to be more valuable than money, I think. So remember, only dead fish follow the flow of the stream. Don't be a dead fish. This is Buzzard. See ya.